Today we are reviewing a new accessory that adds even more technology to a car that's already packed full of technology. We are reviewing the new Center Console Hub by Vion. Now if you're new to the CF Tesla channel, welcome. My name is Cody, and today I'm going to show you guys why this little hub could be one of the best hubs I've ever reviewed for the Tesla models here on this channel. Let's get into it. Now inside the box you see an info sheet that explains this is made for the 2021 to present Model 3 and Y. This will not work with the pre-refreshed models. It explains you connect both cables from the hub to the center console. You get an LED display that shows you charging status and charging power, and it even has a little light that is turned on with a little button to help illuminate the center console. And that little light, for those who care about this kind of thing, uses less than 1 watt, so no worry about battery drainage. The charging cables are made of a high quality, durable material, and on the ends you get a 90-degree connection. Now on the hub you get 4 ports in total. You get 2 USB-A ports that are 5 volt or 1.5 amps. You get 2 standard USB-C ports, also 5 volt yet 2 amps. And 1 high-powered 27 watt port. Now if you're new to this stuff, 5 volts stands for voltage, and 5 volts is the standard for USB ports. The 1.5A stands for 1.5 amperes. This represents the average or current the hub can supply. A high amperage means it can deliver more current, which is important for charging devices. The 27W means it supports 27 watts, in this case showing the maximum power it can accept or draw from a charger. The higher the wattage, the faster the device can charge. This of course is assuming you're using a charging cable capable of 27 watts. One thing you wouldn't want to do with this port is use a USB-A cable with an adapter on it, or use a USB-C cable that is not capable of 27 watts because you could risk overheating. Now this port is designed for charging devices quickly like iPhones and iPads, but at 27 watts it is not capable of charging something like a MacBook Pro or some other kind of computer. For that you need a minimum of 61 watts, and if you're looking for something to charge a USB-C device like a computer, I'll leave a link down in the description for a plug you can use in your Tesla that'll output 100 watts. So now before we get in here and actually install this is the one I have in my car currently by Jawa, and here's one of the problems that I have with this is that it's just so loose. It's constantly being moved. You go over a bump in the road, it always slides. So I'm hoping that this one, because of that padding that we looked at earlier, that this is going to be a lot more snug in there and it's not going to move around. Also, if you look at the comparison of these two, you're getting one more USB output. And then to install this, then we're just going to take this in, put one side in like this, slide the other, and you can already feel how tight that is. When that snaps, yeah, see that's not going anywhere. That's very solid. You have to really push to get it moved. Then from in there we go down and just plug in the 2 USB cords, which is what is going to give us that really good power. And we can see here that the LCD has lit up and it's showing that we are not putting out any wattage currently, and that's what she looks like. That is awesome. Really nice fitment. I love the LED, how it all lights up there. Now let's give it a try. So the light down here is not super bright. It's not really designed to be. There's a little button right here you press and it turns it on. And the way it's really designed, it's not to light up your console down here. It's not supposed to light up this dark hole down here. What it's designed to do is when you have your tray here closed and you open up, you know, the little sliding door here, it's going to illuminate kind of like a glow this upper tray, which is kind of perfect. Now let's take a closer look at the speeds. So what we're going to use here is we're going to use one of Vion's high wattage charging cords. This one is the Lightning to USB-C cord. And the first device we're going to test out is my wife's iPhone 14 Pro. So first let's put it into the standard USB-C port. Again, this is 5 volts at 2 amperage. Plug it into the iPhone and we'll let that start charging. And you can see it's charging at 3 watts currently, but we'll let it sit here for about a minute because with phones sometimes it takes a while to actually ramp up the wattage. So we'll check it in about 1 or 2 minutes. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes now and it's gone up to about 5 watts, which is about as much as we would expect from the standard USB-C port. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug it into the 27 watt and see what kind of wattage we can get from that. And again, this phone, I don't know if you can see it on camera, it's at 82%, so lots of room for charging there. I'm gonna unplug it here. And by the way, before I do that, you can't see it on the camera, but there's a little display all along here, and what it's telling you is what port you're actually plugged into. So that's kind of cool. So right now it actually says USB-C. So let's see what happens when you plug it into the other USB-C port. So there it goes away, plug it in there. Now down below it says USB-C again, just on the different port. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now since I've had it on this charger, and the highest it has produced was 5 watts for the 14 Pro. Now I'm gonna plug it into the Pro Max that I have and see if it goes any higher. So after about 5 minutes of charging on the fast charger, the maximum wattage was actually 15. It jumped up to 15, back down to 8, and it's kind of hovering here at 5%, but that's because my phone is pretty much fully charged. So we'll try it again when my phone is lower to see if we can get that steady 15 watts that we should be seeing. Okay, so now the phone is down to 74%. So now we're gonna give this a try to see if we can get between 8 to 15 watts on this fast charger. Here we go. So we're holding pretty steady at 8 watts, and it's been about 30 seconds. And there we go, now we're at 15 watts. So if your iPhone is under 80%, you're gonna get the full charge of that fast charger. Now, one thing I am curious about is what would happen if I plugged in my iPhone as well. So I have two iPhones on here. Let's see what happens to the output. So even though my phone is on here and they're both charging, it doesn't seem to be affecting the power drawn on the iPhone over here. It's still getting the full 15 watts and then the 5 watts that is going to my iPhone. And again, my phone is above 80% charged, so it's only charging at 5 watts. But if it was lower than 80%, it would be drawing around 8 watts. Next, we'll try my iPad Air, and this one's at 47%. So this is USB-C now, so no more Lightning. So we're gonna go over to the fast charge port because who cares about the slow charge at this point? Those are all the same. Gonna plug this in here and we're gonna watch and see what kind of wattage we can get from that. Right off the bat, we start with 20 watts. So I'm gonna let this sit now for about a minute or two and see if that ramps up at all. Now that this is under 80%, there it is, 27 watts, just like that, in just a few seconds on the iPad, which means I can use this iPad while it's actually gaining charge on the battery, which is fantastic. And what the heck, just for a comparison, if we plug the iPad into the standard USB-C port, you see it goes to 8 watts. So by adding into your car this additional 27 watt port, you're able to charge at 3 times the wattage of the standard USB-C port. So next we're gonna take this new MacBook Air that charges via USB-C right here on the side, and we're gonna see what kind of wattage we can get with this. I'm assuming, of course, this is going to be 27 watts, just like the iPad. Plug that in, right to 20 watts, and then in less than 30 seconds, we're back up to 27 watts. So again, what that's going to do, because the laptops demand more wattage to actually charge while you're using them, for example, the MacBook Pro asks for 61 watts. What this is going to do is while you're working on it in your car, you probably won't see it gain any battery, but it will do a great job at slowing down the drain on the battery. And you can obviously do other things like reduce the brightness of your screen and stuff like that, but this is gonna really help slow it down. So it's rather interesting how the fast charging and the iPhone work together. The phones are optimized to protect your battery, which is why they don't allow them to charge at 15 watts above that 80% like that. Now the hub is certainly capable of charging at those faster speeds for the iPhones, as we saw with the iPad and the MacBook, but the phone itself is protecting it. So the way I look at this fast charging thing is when I have over 80%, I still have a lot of battery left. I don't need it to be charging at 15 watts. So I'm okay that the phone restricts that. But it's nice that when I'm in my car and I have less than 80% and I need to get my phone backup charged again, I have that extra wattage to really boost the charging speed. So now if you're looking to add 2 more USB ports to your car or maybe get some faster charging, at only $39 for this hub, it's a really good deal. In fact, of each of these types of hubs I've reviewed, this is the best one I've seen so far from both quality and features. And if you're in the market for one of these, I'll even leave my discount code and affiliate link down below in the description, and that'll knock 10% more off the price. And I'll just mention that with Vion, anything over $29 gets free shipping inside the United States, and you get 14 days of free returns. And lastly, me and Vion are going to be doing a giveaway for one of you guys, and like the previous giveaways, here's what you need to do in order to qualify. Obviously, you need to be subscribed to the channel and like this video. Then you need to follow me on either Twitter or Instagram so that if you win, we can direct message in some way. Then go down below in the description and just simply comment "I love Tesla," and a week or so from now, I will select one winner, and that winner will be revealed in a YouTube short sometime in the next couple days. So make sure to have the bell notification rung in case you win. Let me know what you guys think of this one down below in the description, and I'll see you on the next one.